One of the more important things to look at with this is that patient autonomy, the willingness or ability to make decisions for yourself, to make decisions about your own body and health care, respecting that is respecting patient autonomy. People have the right to make those decisions, to say, you're not going to touch me, you can touch me with this, but you can't touch me with that. So that's what a living will really helps you do, is it helps maintain your independence, it helps the world know what you want done and not, and we respect people's autonomy. That's one of the most important things we do when we respect living wills. Sometimes people say, well, let's just do it of technology to see if mom or dad comes around. What they usually mean is go ahead and put the patient on a respirator for a few days, go ahead and give them that transfusion, go ahead and give them that artificial, and let's see if it turns them around, or let's see if it is going to help. Most of the time, it is only prolonging death. And that's a painful thing to realize, but that is the truth. And it is much more difficult to take someone off a respirator than it is to not put them on it in the first place. The amount of guilt and horrible feelings people have when they say, stop, don't do that CPR anymore, or stop, take him off that respirator, it's been too long. That's extremely painful. And to be realistic, nobody wants to think about it. I myself, and I know most of you have probably had experiences where you've had to take someone off, a family member or a loved one off life support. I had to stop my father's code. My father was only 72, and I had to stop them from coding him. He'd already had 2 quintuple bypasses. He had Alzheimer's disease. It's much harder once you start to stop it than it is not to start it in the first place. I do want to add, though, you don't have to be terminally ill in a persistent vegetative state or any horrible medical situation to say, you know what, I don't want this stuff. My family knows I'm only 50 and I don't want this stuff. If I'm sick, just, let me go. And it's okay not to go to the hospital. And it's okay not to have antibiotics. And it's okay if you want to stop your chemotherapy or not have a transfusion or have minor surgery. It's your body. It's your life. You don't have to do that even if you're not actively dying. That's the whole point of autonomy. It's your body. Throw their hands up and say, why am I here? They're not actually depressed, but they've sort of had enough. And you don't have to do those things if you don't want to.
Person is not terminally ill, but needs respiration as you go in an ambulance. If your advance directive says, do not
it is not permitted. Okay. So first would be end-stage disease, and there's Maryland definitions. Same. There's you're really only doing it in case of stage condition. And in case of persistent vegetative state. Now, short of those conditions, if you feel, like many people do, that you would not want these medical procedures done, even if you're well, or just if you're of advanced age, you still have that right too.
Decides they don't want to follow it, will the doctors override the family?
My understanding trying to be as diplomatic about it, of course,